This video is about why the restriction cycle keeps coming back. It's about why society actually wants you to hate yourself. And I will give you some of my tips and strategies on how I'm dealing with this so that maybe you can benefit from them as well. This is crazy, but I have been on a diet since I was about 12 years old. I know, it's insane. When I was 12 years old, that was the first time that my mom told me to try the Atkins diet, to cut out all of the carbs that exist. I was 12 years old. I still needed permission to leave class, but sure, let's just cut out all the carbs from my diet. Why not? Honestly, at that moment shaped the next 20 years of my life, sadly. Since then, I have been hating my body into looking good, which is one of the worst strategies, by the way. Restrict, control, push harder, lose weight, feel okay, gain it back, panic, and then the cycle just begins again. It's been a full-time mental occupation for me, and it has backfired every single time. Until last year, I discovered GLP-1 medications like Ozempic and Mounjaro, and I thought, oh my god, my life is complete. I have found the one thing that will solve all of my problems. So I did Mounjaro, I lost all the weight, I was so excited. My food noise disappeared. For the first time in my life, my mind was quiet. And I genuinely thought that all of my problems were solved. And then I went off the medication and I gained the weight back slowly, and immediately my brain went, oh my god, we need to do Mounjaro again, we need to do Mounjaro again. And I was back in the cycle. And then I finally stopped, thought about it for a little bit, and realized that the only way out of this cycle is to actually love my body. I know that sounds cliche, but it is the answer to these problems. And long-term, way more rewarding. Now, I need to be very clear on who this video is for. I'm not talking to people with diabetes. I'm not talking to people who are obese, who medically need this medication. I'm talking to people like me, who look normal. Their bodies are functioning. I go to the gym. I eat well. I am just very merely obsessed with the way that I look, or used to be at least. It's for the people who are mentally stuck and they are at war with themselves. For us, the obsession is the problem and compassion is the only way out. Okay, but how do I actually love my body, Deanna? I'm so glad you asked, because that's what I've been working on and I want to share that with you. So here's my tip number one: shift from looks to function. Instead of asking what you look like today, maybe you just ask, what did my body do for me today? Did it get through the day? Did it digest food? Did it carry you? Your body is running a 24/7 operation and you're mad at it for not looking aesthetic enough? Really? I think that shift alone changes so much. So basically, after every one of my workouts, I do look in the mirror, but I don't judge. This guy just walked past and coughed exactly when I was saying something, as if to make a point that I shouldn't be here, and he's smoking a cigarette like an... So after every one of my workouts, I go to shower and then I look in the mirror and I don't look at my body aesthetically. I just look at it and I say, thank you so much for not farting when that cute coach was next to me, because that was a close one. Anyway, tip number two, talk to yourself like you would to your best friend. This one is so good. If you have friends, which I'm sure you do, then you will know when they're talking shit about themselves. You're like, bitch, shut up. That is my best friend that you're talking about. Stop doing that. Stop talking to yourself like shit, my friend. I love you for who you are. So why couldn't we do that for ourselves? Talk to yourself like you are your best friend. Negative thoughts will always be there. You can either believe them or you can see them, thank them for stopping by, and then let them go. Next time you think about how much you hate your thighs, maybe think, oh, I just use these thighs to walk up the stairs. How amazing are my thighs? They're better than an escalator, and escalators are expensive. One of the biggest shifts for me was realizing that I would never talk to my friends the way I talk to myself. I would never look at their thighs and be like, oh, that's unacceptable. Let's circle back when you're thinner. Thanks. It makes no sense. Story time. I used to really hate my calves. I still have some problems with them today. But then I dated a football player and he looked at my calves and he was like, oh my god, your calves are amazing. I wish I had them. And then I thought, yes, that's what I should have done. I should have played football and loved my calves from the start, actually, also. So since then, I look at my calves, and when I have a really bad thought about my calves being quite big, I just think to myself, awesome. Thank you for carrying me, calves. Thank you for carrying me like you would a football player or a hockey player. Tip number three, this one's cliche and it is, I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but meditation is a good way to start liking your body. Please just sit with yourself in silence, go to a sauna or in the shower, just feel through your body, listen to your breath, and take a little bit of space for yourself. yourself. Do a body scan, feel yourself, connect with the crazy stuff that your body is doing all the time so that you can be here in this world. It's a cliche, but it works. It's a cliche because everyone who does it knows how much it helps. And they want you to try and do it as well so that you have a good life too. Tip number 4, that is my favorite one, is movement. Obviously, movement. If you can move your body. Not to burn calories, not to punish yourself. Just have this alarm for some meds, not Mounjaro. So move, not to burn calories, not to punish yourself, but just move because your body loves to move. Walking, stretching, dancing, moving slowly, like you actually live in this body, because you do. And movement builds trust. You can even give yourself little goals. You can tell yourself that in the morning you'll walk around your block and then come back, and then maybe in a while you can walk around 2 blocks and then come back, and then you will see how much your body loves you for moving. Moving your body unlocks new appreciations for yours. We are in a Christian country, so pretty Catholic here. Churches that with the bells. You know, I always thought about bells on churches. Like, don't people just have a watch that they can just look at and go to the church when it's time? I don't know. Take me to church. Oh, he's trying to be like. So moving your body unlocks new capabilities and then more appreciation for yourself. I cannot tell you how much I have learned about my body just trying to learn how to do a handstand and a pull up. And that's something that I focus on at the gym. I stopped focusing so much on the aesthetics and then I focus more on the capabilities of my body. Now, I'm holding this book for a reason. Tip number 5, think of you loving yourself as your own act of rebellion. Society wants you to hate your body so that you buy more stuff, so that you buy the next fitness things, so that you buy the next meds, so that you buy more pills and things. It wants you to hate yourself. The more you feel inadequate about yourself, the more you will be susceptible to buying things that will make you slim or snatched. But you can rebel, my friend. You can be a rebel. You're only a threat to society if you truly love yourself. So be a rebel. Look at your cellulite and think, this is my activism. You don't have to go out on the streets. You can just do it in the mirror. Just look at your little chubby stuff and be like, this is how I rebel against society that wants me to be skinny and to hate myself into fitness and health and skinniness. You know what I mean? When you hate yourself, you're so preoccupied with how you look and you're restricting and counting calories. You forget how to live, you forget how to create, you forget how to love. You forget to just be. And just being is the real art of life, I believe. Yeah. Anyway, so rebel. Tip number 6 is, I called it deathbed thoughts. I called it deathbed thoughts. No one on their deathbed is thinking, oh no, I wish I had been only 5 kilos less when I was 25. Oh no, I wish I had just like 5 more. Oh no, I wish I had 5 pounds less when I was 30. Oh no, I was so awful during my life. No, people are on their deathbed and they're thinking, oh, I wish I had traveled. I wish I'd eaten that. I wish I had sex there. They're not thinking about how skinny they were. My grandma often looks at photos of herself when she was younger and she says, oh my God, I was so beautiful and I wish I'd known. And that breaks my heart because she'd lived her whole life hating her body because she thought she was fat. Now she thinks I'm fat. So but that generational trauma is another video. My grandma, all her life, she thought she was fat and it took away from appreciating her own beauty. And she also told me she regrets not having more sex during her life. So that's 2 things. Love your body and have sex, I guess. I don't know, according to my grandma. Okay, I'm gonna read a passage. Finally, I'm gonna read a passage from this book because you guys have been waiting for it. So this book is called Disobedient Bodies by Emma Dabiri, and it is an awesome text. I love it. And in here she says, rather, it's that things are set up in such a way that we are made to feel at war with ourselves all the time in a multitude of ways. But shouldn't our experience of the gift of embodiment in this lifetime be as rich and as full and as complex as it can be? Yes, Emma. Yes, you are so right. A little bit from this book that I think you should read if you have issues with beauty and yourself and you hate yourself and stuff. Almost last piece of advice for you, my friend. Who cares? Honestly, who actually cares about what you look like? Okay, is the voice in your head your mom? Is it your grandma? Or is it just you being mean to yourself? Identify who you're hating yourself for. I was so ashamed when I gained back the weight after Mounjaro, but you know what? None of my friends even noticed and then nobody cared because the the people who love you will still love you. In my case, the only person who actually cares about what I look like is my grandma. She lives 600 kilometers away, and it's only because she thinks that if I don't lose weight and I'm not skinny enough, I won't find a rich man and marry. I found a solution for this. I'm just gonna become a rich man. Whatever my grandma thinks, it doesn't really matter. And truly, do we want to find conditional love? Do you want to find a partner who only loves you because you are skinny, or because you have abs, or because... No, you don't. Your body will change throughout your life, throughout your partnership. It's really not about that. It really cannot be about that. If you care though, if you care about how you look, try to focus on how you feel. Because if you care about how you feel, you will naturally eat better, you will naturally start moving, you will do things for your body that feel good because you're focusing on how you feel, not how you look. Because you are choosing comfort and respect instead of hate and punishment. So the very last tip, and not really a tip, but more like a philosophy for you to consider, and that is wabi-sabi. Sounds like wasabi, but it is just as good, if not better, than wasabi. Wabi-sabi, it is the Japanese concept of finding beauty in imperfection, in things that age, in things that change, in things that are unfinished and human. Bodies aren't meant to be permanent. They change with stress, with life, with hormones, with pregnancies, with all kinds of stuff. So fluctuation of weight isn't really a failure, it's just living life. So to wrap it up, and to be perfectly honest with you, being thin while being on Mounjaro was awesome. It was amazing. It felt so good, but it was conditioned to a number on a scale. And I know that our body, your body, my body, deserves love at any number. Maybe that's why I had to gain the weight back, so that I would realize this. You will never really lose weight or feel good in your body if you keep hating it. Loving your body won't magically fix anything, but it will end the war. This exhausting war that we have with ourselves. So loving yourself actually is cheaper than Ozempic and Mounjaro and all of these medications. And it is a real middle finger to society that constantly wants you to hate yourself. And it lasts longer too. I hope I helped you a little bit. If not, I definitely helped myself. So yeah, yay, good times.